Hello, everybody. Woo, sorry about that. Welcome to the 6th annual Pitch Wars. Great to have you here, and what a great venue. A little bit of a change this year. So amazing that you're able to make it here, and this is going to be an amazing evening. I'm Krissy Holmes. I work with CBC-NL as host of On The Go, and we've got a truly incredible evening lined up for you. And just before we get everything started, got a couple of notes that I'm going to share with you. First off, wanted to start by asking that everyone in the room please refrain from any live streaming during the event, just to ensure that the virtual pitchers and the folks watching at home are going to have a better experience. And on behalf of WritersNL, we just want to respectfully acknowledge the island of Uktahumguk as the unceded traditional territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. And we also acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Innu and Inuit. And we recognize all First Peoples who were here before us, those who live with us now, and the 7 generations to come. And WritersNL pledges to support BIPOC community, our province, and is proud to offer free membership for BIPOC writers. So if you want some more information about that, you can check out the website, writersnl.ca. And for those tuning into Pitch Wars for the first time, just a little bit of background. We are also live streaming here, so welcome if you happen to be joining us streaming live on the WritersNL Facebook page or on YouTube. So this is truly a provincial event. For those tuning in virtually, we've got a full house here at the Rock House in St. John's, which you're going to get a better sense of with the reverse camera in just a few moments. But this event really has grown so much in 6 years. It's helped numerous authors in securing book deals. And tonight we're going to get an opportunity to watch in real time as our pitchers make deals that will change lives. They're going to shock and awe the panelists here this evening, who are all highly esteemed publishers. I know it's a little bit of a nervous moment, and there is a lot at stake, right? So want to give a huge round of applause before we start for everybody that's put their name in the hat to come up here and put their life and heart on the line to pitch. It's the number one human fear, more than death, public speaking. Like, that's a fact. So it is a huge amount of courage, and especially when you're putting your passion project on the line. So it's also what makes it incredibly compelling. Am I right? There's something about that, just knowing that the person that is going to be up here, all the people we're going to meet here tonight, have been working on these projects for some time. These are true passion projects, and projects that we'll probably hear about more in years and years and years to come. So it's really exciting. And I want to take the time right now to introduce you to the publishers who are at the table here tonight. We've got one mic, so we're going to be passing it down through the line of publishers. We've got from Flanker, we've got Jerry Cranford. Hi, Jerry. From Memorial University Press, Allison Carr. And representing Breakwater, Jocelyn Thomas. From Afterbooks, Kelly Power. From Heavy Sweater Comics, we've got Kevin Woolridge. From Engine Books, Brad Dunn. And from Boulder Books, we've got Gavin Will. And we've crowded all of our pitchers into this little area up here where they can kind of just get the act together. So I'll just get everybody to do a quick wave as we go. Our pitchers for this evening, Michael Boyle, Ben Brake and Tina Brake, I'll explain in a moment. Emma Cole, Cheney, Imberg, Lindsay, Harrington, Willam, Peters, Gracie, Reed, Nina, Rumbold, Pye, Janette, Russell, and Francois, Vanil. So here's how it's going to work. Our 7 publishers are going to hear 2-minute pitches from each of the finalists here. And this has been quite a process. I'm calling them finalists for a reason. And just note, when your 2 minutes is up, which I will be timing, you'll hear this. I'll try not to be too annoying about it. But I've never played with one of these before. So you'll hear when your 2 minutes is up, you'll hear that, and then we'll have about 3 minutes to get some feedback and questions from the publishers. And then we'll move right on to the next pitcher. And basically, once the 10 pitches have concluded, our panel of publishers will go off into a secret room, and they will choose 3 pitches to award with one of the following. So most marketable pitch, most prepared pitch, and most memorable pitch. And after that, just know that if you have any questions, if any of the attendees here have questions for the authors or the publishers, you're encouraged to stick around, mingle, have a drink, and don't worry, we have you taken care of. The amazing Baraka is going to be here, providing some meantime music, some deliberation music while the judges are making their final decisions. So a fantastic evening of entertainment here to go, and we're going to get it started. You guys ready? Okay. So I want to invite Tina Brake to the stage right now, who is actually going to be pitching on behalf of her father, Ben Brake. And Tina, just tell us a little bit. So Ben Brake is in Codroy Valley. And Tina, maybe just tell us a little bit about your dad.
This is my father. He's virtually online now from South Branch, where he grew up and was born and raised. Dad's always been a performer. He's not doing the pitch because he's not shy, but he's been a performer. He's played in bands in Newfoundland for 60 years of his life. He played on All Around the Circle in the opening band with them back in the days, if you remember that, with Joe Morrissey and the Monterey's. And so he's not shy to performing. But after many, many years of doing that, he decided to write some stories to entertain you with. And this is his first time at the age of 81. Awesome. Putting it forward. He generally would pitch this himself, but without getting into too many details, he just had a surgery very recently, and I don't know if he's up for it right now or not, but we're hoping he's going to be back pretty soon. So I was hoping it would be for tonight, but here we go.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, Ben, it sounds like you're in good hands. And Tina, whenever you're set, I'll start the clock on your first word.
Imagine having a guide, 47 ways to entertain a senior's home, or a class full of students that always have the instantaneous gratification. Over the last 10 years, my 81-year-old dad, Ben Brake, he composed 37 short stories and 10 photo poems. I've helped them put them together into a book, and they're 37 true, humorous, heartfelt stories of all different kinds, and photos with his 10 poems. He grew up and was literally born in his home in South Branch on the southwest coast. He is from a large Mi'kmaq family of 12 children. Mother died very young, and father worked at the railway in the community, and it was a railway community. All the children were raised and were teachers, nurses, and railway machinists, which was my dad, was a machinist, also a teacher as well in the beginning. He's a man of many talents. He did woodworking, grew his own vegetables. He was a performer, as I said earlier. So now, at his age of 81, he's figured, well, I've tried a lot of things now, let's try writing a book. And he wants people to know that Newfoundland, we all know Newfoundland is fishing boats, harbors, and punts, and things like that. He wants to let everybody know that there's more to Newfoundland than that. The young people need to know that the rail bed was also a lifeline, not for ATVs, but for the trains. His stories, we put them out there. He started putting them out there on Facebook. Validation came from his siblings that chimed in on his stories. Some of them were sad, you cried, you laughed. People from other communities in Newfoundland, the railway communities that were tied together and linked together, added their stories. There's stories of the one-armed man in our community who cut railway ties with an axe to feed his family. Good story. People picking berries, weaving baskets in his family to sell as the train would stop and the people would get off to purchase their wares. It told you of how, okay, all right. I didn't get to, sorry.
2 minutes goes fast.
Yes,
2
it
minutes
did.
goes fast.
Yeah.
Ben, what did you think? I think Tina did pretty good.
Can you hear me?
We'll see if it works.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, there you go.
What do you think? How did Tina do?
I can't quite pick up the sound on my Chromebook.
Well,
I could barely hear Tina speak, and I can't hear anything now.
I'll tell you, she did good. She did pretty good. But let's turn it over to our publishers here now. I hope you feel good about it, Tina.
He's not shy to comedy, so laugh away.
Well, we'll get the mic going down through the publishers. Who's got the mic first? Aha. Okay, Kelly. Kelly, what do you think?
Need to learn how to turn on a mic. That was great. Thank you very much. I was wondering, are the stories all Newfoundland Island based? Are there other stories that include Labrador as well, or off island?
They're all island-based, from South Branch to when my dad went away to university at the age of 15 and experienced the things that he'd never seen in his life, like pop machines and Chinese food and really nice stories like that. And perseverance of the communities along the way. He took the train ride across Newfoundland, and you could almost, you're there with him when he writes the story, and then when they drove on the highways with no pavement, you can almost taste the dust. You can see he brings these stories to life. They're very entertaining, really well written enough that I helped them put them all together into a book to share with everybody, and just something to have his legacy for us to do. So it's all on the island, none in Labrador, because he was never up there. So they're all true stories, so they're his experiences.
Okay, guys, I got to say something here. For some reason, my Chromebook is not bringing in the sound enough for me to hear. And that's it. I'm sorry, I can't hear anything coming through my Chromebook. I put on my headphones, but that doesn't work either. So that's it.
We can hear you fine. You go ahead.
Okay, yeah, but I can't hear anything coming through here. Just barely hear something.
Can we go to the next publisher? Who's got a question?
Hello?
Okay, Jerry Cranford from Flanker.
Hi. This.
I can hear this guy.
Yeah, I get that. This sounds like a very interesting book that
Good.
it would be right up our alley, Flanker Press. So I would like to read that manuscript.
Okay, great.
My dad's been after me to take him to the Flanker Press when he comes to St. John's and to put his stuff forward, but I still have 3 teenagers home, and life's a bit busy, but I did manage to get it printed and put together, and we're still editing it, and he'd be pretty thrilled for anybody to look at it. This is one of his major bucket list checks, so. They made people cry. I did it in my child's classroom. I went in and I started reading the story of the swing, the poem that he wrote of our swing when we grew up. And I looked, and when I was done, the teacher was crying at her desk in the back. And I was like, all right, okay. I think other people get the message that we were getting as family, because it was for us in the beginning. But the stories are so comical, some of them. So anyway, I've enjoyed it. It's been a thrill to put it together for my father.
So if you guys can hear me, I can talk a little bit, but I can't hardly hear anything that's said.
You're
I
on.
did like telling stories all my life, but I finally come to the conclusion that I was ashamed to let them die. So I decided I'd write the stories, and now I'd like to get them around to the public. So that's what I'm hoping to get done now. Let them live on forever. Thank you, guys.
We heard you loud and clear. And
Well,
okay,
I wish
so
I
that,
wish I could hear. I wish I could hear you guys loud and clear, but I just can't. I think it's got to do with my Chromebook or something, or speakers or something.
yeah. Well, I'm
YouTube
glad you
comes
heard
in.
Jerry, because that was a good one. You heard Jerry loud and clear, so that's perfect. Jerry's
Oh, yes, and
interested.
like you're getting louder all the time, whatever's going on.
Oh, that's what I'm like. Give me another bottle. Give me another glass of wine.
Wine.
That being said,
ahead.
any other comments from the publishers? Oh, here we go. Okay, Ben, we've got Kevin from Heavy Sweater Comics.
Okay, Kevin, I can hear Jen, if that's what that was.
Yeah, we're just. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that sounds perfect.
Oh, great.
How come I wasn't getting that before? So,
So
I seen that technician came on in the beginning and told me his name, and it's
my
perfect.
question.
You're going,
That's wonderful.
everything was going perfect. Let's go.
So my question's about the photos in the
Sure.
book,
Photos,
because
yes.
the one that's here is absolutely gorgeous, and I know that I'm just wondering, has any of this work ever been exhibited or been presented to the public in any other way, or is this the first time this kind of stuff is going to be seen?
It's the first time it's going to be seen, yes. I did have some of those photos on Facebook over the years, but never ever published except on Facebook.
And my dad's an avid photographer as well, as a woodworker and stuff like that. And all these photos are his photos. Now, this one here is a very, very old photo, which is his grandfather in South Branch at the train tracks there, John McIsaac. And he can tell you where he got that photo from, but most of them are his. And yeah, he's
Yeah,
constantly,
they're all mine. I took every one of them.
constantly putting photographs on Facebook's been a big way for the little communities to come in touch. And I was very surprised at the amount of people, especially even these older siblings in their 80s, going, "Oh my God, I remember that story, Ben, when we grew up, and this happened too, and that happened, and the year that someone never got Santa," and it's some of the really good stories and comical stories and stuff. And oh, you were the one who peed in that rock we used to stick our fingers in and stuff like that, right? But yeah, so his main thing in life was a machinist, and that's why I opened up with the 47 ways, a little guide to, because he's a manual man, right? But he's a man of many different talents, and I'm so glad to be able to do this for him, because I think you pretty well got almost everything covered now.
My only talent I didn't have was to get the sound come off my Chromebook, but it's coming in perfect now.
Any other comments
Wow.
from publishers here now? Any other? No, I think we're good.
I think
Great
we're good.
job, team.
Well, thank you for listening. Oh my God, I feel much better
Okay.
now.
Oh, it's coming in loud and clear. I can see the panel
I appreciate
plotting, but
I appreciate the arts through my father and his family and their musical talents, and every other writer, musician, speaker. I myself was a police officer for 25 years, so to get up here and do this is way scarier.
I can see the panel applauding, but I can't hear not anything except the ones who are speaking.
Big thanks to Ben and Tina. I know it's hard to step out of, the norm a little bit and really put your put yourself out there, but you did great, and that was some technology. Like I feel like we're in the future. That was kind of cool. Every now and again, we're doing like the Zooms. I get excited. Anyways, we're beyond the "can you hear me now" phase for the most part. I think just in the era of life, like you remember that whole time when we were just "can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" Anyway, we're getting used to it. And our next pitcher is actually a virtual pitcher as well. Up from Labrador, we've got Nina Rumbold Pye pitching a nonfiction idea. Nina, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can. Nina, we can hear you. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you joining us from, and what are you into?
I'm actually in Mary's Harbour, Labrador. If no one knows where that is, they probably know where Battle Harbour is. I'm just in the bay from Battle Harbour. That was our summer community for many years. Yeah, I want to thank Ben for paving the way for the sound because I'm hearing it better too now.
Perfect. Sounding great, and you put us right in the geography. So, Nina, I'm about to start the clock. You'll have 2 minutes, and when it's all done, you'll hear this. And then we'll hear from the publishers. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. When you start talking, I'll start timing.
Okay. Good night. My book is called Privileged. So I want you to meet Mina Bird, 7 years old, born in 1915, one of the first and last attendees of the Labrador Public School, the first residential school in Newfoundland and Labrador. Despite the loss of her mom and the web of lies concocted about her father being a murderer, Mina tries her best to retain the unconditional love she feels for him. But when her dad, a caretaker of the school, weds an English nurse, her home life takes a drastic turn. Now she is institutionalized at home and at school, even though her fellow classmates view her as privileged for having a home to go to. With the help of Aunt Jessie, her mom's sister, Mina navigates the injustices of the residential school and her home life and manages to retain some self-worth and dignity. Her greatest wish, to be a grateful nurse and make Daddy proud, ends when she encounters a terrible tragedy at age 17. Reeling from the loss of her dreams and through the wisdom of Aunt Jessie, Mina embarks on a journey that changes the course of her life. Privileged is a story told over a 40-year span. It is the work of creative nonfiction that not only documents a very important piece of Labrador's history, but is a story that will resonate with many who examine their own life and the role of faith in life's journey. The manuscript currently sits at 90,000 words. I'm the granddaughter of Mina Bird. This is my second completed work of creative nonfiction involving my family's ties with Grenfell's residential schools. I'm currently working on my third manuscript. In closing, I'd just like to leave you with a quote that has guided me in my work. The historian will tell you what happened. The novelist will tell you what it felt like. E.L. Doctorow. Thank you very much, Nakamik.
Nice timing, Nina. Obviously been working on that pitch, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, let's get some reaction from the publishers. Who wants to go first? Okay, I think Brad Dunn from Engine's gonna go.
Hi, Nina. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi. Thanks for your great pitch. My question would be, could you talk a little bit about your writing and research process behind the story? Thanks.
Oh, the research is enormous because my grandmother passed away 40 years ago, and she didn't talk a lot about her home life because I almost think there was a bit of shame associated with being privileged as such. And so a lot of it I had to find out from family, from friends, from historians, from them days books. Yeah, it was a huge research. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
I don't know if that answered.
Any, yep, Brad's giving a thumbs up. Nina? Okay, so the mic is going down the line, and Jerry Cranford from Flanker's picking up. We're just having a mic issue here.
I think I got it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that sounds really good. Like a great story. Creative nonfiction, so that's good. Again, this one sounds like the types of books that we have been known for the past 30 years. So I would like to read it. So if you would like to send it to me, I'll certainly give it a read.
I will do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent, that's positive. Oh, Gavin Wills raised his hand. Gavin Will from Boulder. Okay, the mic is getting past Nina. Here we go. They're all sharing one mic. I don't know if you can see us, can you?
It's dark. I can see heads in the dark.
Okay, there we go.
Is it on now? Yes, okay. Thank you very much, Nina, for that wonderful pitch. It was extremely well done. And
Thank you.
It certainly sounds like something that Boulder would be interested in as well. I guess I have a couple of questions. Selling Labrador books that are focused on Labrador can be difficult due to the size of the population. So it needs to have so stories need to have resonance beyond, beyond the geographic area. Who do you foresee would like to pick up this book? Who's your audience for it?
I've written it in a way that I want it to be available in schools because students need to learn this. I want it to be available to adults. I want it to be available to anyone who thinks that they have had challenges in their life and have overcome them, because this is definitely a book that helps show how people overcome challenges in their life. And my grandmother did have many challenges before she moved to this part of the world. And yeah, I've done some talks in schools about the residential school program and told stories of my family. I think I've had about 13 people that attended Grenfell's residential schools, so I'm well versed in that, and it resonates well with children, especially on Orange Shirt Day and Indigenous Day.
Does that answer your question, Gavin? Okay, yeah, he's nodding, Nina. And any other questions from the publishers? Oh, we have a question from Jocelyn from Breakwater.
Hi. Thank you so much for your presentation on your manuscript. You did mention that this will be the second in a series that you're doing? And
Yes.
is the first one out in the world in book form, or is it out, or are you looking eventually to have all three of them be out there?
I'd like for eventually all three of them to be out there, but neither one is out there as of now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sounds like you got some bites, Nina. Good job. Any other questions remaining from our esteemed panel of publishers? I think we're good. Nina, nailed it. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nina. That's Nina Rumbold-Pye joining us virtually. And that is actually going to be our final virtual pitch. The rest of our pitchers are joining us in person here. So next up, we're going to give a warm welcome to Michael Boyle, who is pitching nonfiction memoir.
There are only two stories in literature A man goes on a journey and a stranger comes to town. I have lived both stories, and I have been an insider, outsider in Newfoundland and Ireland. So let's go back to 1969. A young boy, young man, 22 years of age, a lot more bushy red head. He leaves the mosslands of Ireland, and he comes to the most remote place in Newfoundland to teach. Historians would say that was a spectacular risk. So what happened to that particular person? Well, that's my memoir on New Turf. Now, this memoir is more than just about me. It's about a time and a place that no longer exists. It's only in memory and in the covers of my memoir. I was a different kind of Irish person. I came from the north. I was a nationalist from the Catholic minority under British control. During the Troubles, I attended the funerals at Bloody Sunday after the people were shot by the British Army. I also was in Belfast when the IRA had their bombing campaign. But then, back in Newfoundland, most people in Newfoundland know everything about Southern Ireland, but they know very little about Northern Ireland, the 30-year war, which I had experienced. However, I didn't let that define me, because I got involved here in the arts and in sports and developed my own particular identity. I learned Irish from Ali O'Brien. And then when I taught up the Southern Shore at Baltimore High, I found a place that was Ireland, a new place, a new home, on new turf, and a new memoir. Thank you very much. Okay, too short.
Michael Boyle, and I'm so glad that I'm going to ask you this now. Tell us about yourself, Michael. Like, if you just give us a one-liner.
Yes, I am a historical tour guide for St. John's, Newfoundland, called boyletours.com, if you want to check it out.
Fantastic. Well, that was a great pitch and very topical right now with the Troubles. New Netflix series out right now, personal experience here. And we're going to throw this over to the publishers. What do you think? Who wants to go first? Gavin wants it. Okay, go for it, bud.
There we are. Thank you very much, Michael, for that. That's a fabulous pitch. You're I think we know why you're an excellent tour guide. For sure. And so tell me a little bit more about the memoir. Is that your life just in Newfoundland, or is it basically
it's
that of an Irish person?
Perhaps I should explain it. You know, I started off with red hair. I don't think my hair is as red as it used to be.
I think that's fine. I don't think we mind too much about that. No.
But it gives you that kind of from about the late 1960s right up until about until about the year 2000. And it's about 53 chapters about the twists and turns, the joys and sorrow, and the idea of assimilating into Newfoundland. I think immigration is a very important topic, and you know, even though you might be able to speak English type of thing and come to a new culture like Newfoundland, there are kind of twists and turns that you would find in my memoir. I don't want to give a spoiler alert.
Do you have follow-up? Oh, the mic's going down the line. Okay, Brad Dunn, go ahead, yeah.
Hi, Mick. How are you?
Yeah, great, Brad.
Good to see you. Listening to your pitch, I got a strong sense of Frank McCourt and Angela's Ashes. I wonder if that's a fair comparison. Is that a kind of story we can compare it to?
Not quite Frank McCourt as such. Thank you for the comparison, and maybe I could do with some of his royalties, but not quite that style. I think it's you know, it's very much a Newfoundland kind of thing, and it's a universal story. It's a kind of thing perhaps for you know, shows of progression. It's a universal story and a particular story to me. And it's, as I said, it's not about me. It's about a time and a place that is no longer. And I think we know this in Newfoundland in the couple of pitches that have gone before.
Thank you.
Any other questions here? Yeah, okay, passing the mic down. Jerry's taking it from Flanker.
Hi, that was a great pitch. Do you have a title for the
I
memoir?
thought I mentioned, referenced it a couple of times,
I thought-
writing it on new turf.
On new turf,
On
okay.
new turf, sort of new land, new turf, Newfoundland, new memoir
Right.
type of thing.
Would you be open to changing the title if you were to, if you were to pique a publisher's interest? Would you be open to changing the title?
Not particularly at this point in terms of, if you looked at the start, we talked about the mosslands. My father was a turf cutter. He was the last of the turf cutters in his area. I'm a son of a turf cutter. We're involved in the mosslands. The mosslands are very much unique. In the mosslands, new turf, Newfoundland.
Okay. Do you think that would be more suited for back cover copy? Because the reason why I ask is because if you would be open to changing the title, for instance, something else that you mentioned, a place that no longer exists, you'll probably sell 500 more copies if that's the title of your book.
That's possible. I would have to check with my agent perhaps first, Jerry.
Okay, agent. All right. That's okay.
That when you asked.
Yeah, no. That's fine. We've worked with agents
Yeah.
before, but if you would like to submit it to Flanker Press, we'll certainly take a look.
I certainly will consider that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh,
Sorry,
wait a minute, Mr. Boyle, hang on. Allison wants to get in there.
I just wanted to say, I haven't said anything yet, and I just, the University Press, we publish scholarly work and research, but so far I'm not sure that any of these are a great fit for us, but I just wanted to say to all three pitchers so far that I definitely want to read these stories. Yeah. So just thank you for that.
Perfect. Excellent.
You got a question?
No, I just want to make sure she got her. That's perfect. Great job.
Okay,
Great
thank you very much. Okay, take care.
Michael Boyle, fantastic. Fantastic job. Want to watch this. Okay, so next up, we've got Emma Cole, who is going to be pitching fiction. Come on out, Emma. Let me ask you, would you rather front load us with a bio or back load? Okay, tell us about yourself a little bit.
Okay. Hello, dragons. My name is Emma Cole. I am a writer, designer, and anarchist bookseller based here in St. John's, and I have been an award-winning short story writer for over 10 years.
Oh, okay, that sets us up nicely. On your first word, I start the timer.
All right. The night after her graduation, Taylor is unceremoniously thrust from her life in St. John's, dumped by her girlfriend, evicted by her roommates, and is sent hurtling towards an uncertain opportunity in Vancouver. Running from her past and trying on potential futures, Taylor embarks on a solo cross-country road trip and examines who she really is in relation to her friends, her family, and herself. Pieced together by short stories from each province she visits, poetry from many lonely, introspective nights on the road, and scripted flashbacks dredging up her history with her semi-estranged family, Shards follows a young queer woman's spontaneous journey across Canada and into uncertainty. So I began this project following my honors English thesis, which was another collection of linked short stories back in 2022. Since then, I've been honing and fine-tuning the idea of a multi-hybrid genre road trip collection. As of the most recent complete draft, Shards sits at 75,000 words and is composed of 10 short stories, 9 poems, and 6 scripts. In 2023, the titular short story Shards was named as a winner in the senior fiction category of Arts and Letters, and earlier this year the project was awarded a grant from WritersNL. To my knowledge, there's not been a collection that similarly mixes modality published in Newfoundland and Labrador, and I offer this emphasis on differing mediums as a way to mimic the character's main journey in the reading experience. Shards embraces current issues like the COVID pandemic, climate change, queerphobia, the housing crisis head on as they relate to young people today. Throughout, the main character reconciles aspects of her upbringing with the way she interacts with the world as an adult, all wrapped up in a witty, dark sense of humor. My aim in writing Shards is for each piece, every poem, story, and script to stand on its own in terms of quality and artistic merit. While the larger picture becomes clearer when assembled, each fragment intends to be whole. Thank you.
Ten seconds to spare. Does that get you extra points? Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Okay, let's put it to the publishers. What do you think? Who wants to go first?
Because I hold the mic, I get it first, even though
That's
all
Kelly
these
Power.
hands are going out around me. Great pitch,
Thank you.
sounds incredible, and your presentation is really great as well. Obviously, very well prepared. What would you consider to be the audience for your book, particularly age range? Do you see it as an upper YA? Or?
I see it being the age range from like 20 to 30 is kind of the sweet spot. I mean, I think there's a lot to enjoy for slightly younger readers, like a high school age, and also for older readers as well, but I think 20 to 30 is like the prime demographic there.
For the benefit of audience who can't see us, so Kevin Woolridge has the mic. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Oh, God, that's really loud. That was great. Because I'm a comic book publisher, I'm really interested in the marriage of mediums, because comics are a marriage of mediums. And so I'm really interested in the process that you're going through and whether or not switching mediums while you're working is revealing more about the characters. Does it help you to switch when you get stuck?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So it's not random what parts are, short story and script and poetry. Specifically, I use the script as flashbacks and memories that lead up right to the day before the story itself starts. So that has been the way that I explore the character's backstory, and I use the medium of script to kind of interrogate this idea of how biased our memories are. Like if she's thinking of them in this very scripted, like it looks very official, it looks very true, but are these things that she's remembering biased by the years or how she feels about the people involved in them? So yeah, it has been really helpful, and it's something I found along the way in the writing process, and I'm really grateful that I've ended up here.
Hi. Thanks, Emma. That was fantastic. I'd like to read this book as soon as it's published. I think Breakwater would like to have a look at it, so certainly send it in there. It sounds right up a number of Breakwater's alleys. What do you have in mind in terms of marketing for this? I mean, you've got a whole list of accomplishments all around this, so I'm just wondering what you have in mind for marketing for it.
Well, I think what is really cool is that I do set one short story in every province, so like there's a bit of marketing angles to take there, that there is something sort of cross-Canada inherently about it. I also, when thinking of marketing, a lot of this came from my writing experience or my learning experience as a writer at Acadia University, where I studied, and they do a lovely like Authors at Acadia program. Like I think there's a really good intro to like, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. To the university scene, because this is very much about what do you do after you graduate. So I think the student demographic is a huge marketing sector to look into.
Thanks, Emma. Yeah, I will agree that that's an excellent pitch. I'm so glad that Jocelyn said that Breakwater would be interested, because I'm very anxious to read this. Unfortunately, we don't publish fiction, but I really love everything you said, and particularly the multimedia, the different. I mean, what you're talking about is like the medium is the message a little bit, right? There's a reason for it, and I think that's really, really interesting.
Thank you.
And I appreciate the experimentation there. So I wish you very well, and congratulations on a great pitch.
Thank you very much.
How you feel about that, Emma?
Good, I feel great.
Okay, got some follow-ups here. Good job. Everybody give Emma a huge round of applause. That was awesome. Thank you very much. And if anybody is listening at home, last voice was Allison Carr from Memorial. Before that, we had Jocelyn Thomas from Breakwater. And hopefully you're all feeling great. How's everybody doing? Good. Oh, this is fantastic. Okay, so next up, we are going to hear from Cheney Imberg, who is pitching poetry. Come on now, Cheney. I'm seeing a sign here. So tell us about this and yourself. I'll get over here.
Awesome. Would you mind holding this?
I will hold it for you, yes.
So I've written a poetry and collage collection called At Least We Wrought Together. And this is sort of a collage-y kind of poster I made of it. Yeah, I think that's the explanation.
Perfect. Whenever you're ready, I will start the timer.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Do you feel like you're rotting? My name is Cheney Imberg, and I've written a poetry and collage collection named At Least We Wrought Together. In this book, a 7-Eleven is dying, the prodigal son goes to the pub, cherubs are hopped up on helium, I wish death to the Candyman, and threading all the chaos together is a doomed relationship hanging on a vine. This poem is the first in the collection, called Difficult. My father calls back after a year. I called him in September. It's not a competition, he says, don't make it difficult. When I was a kid, difficult then too, my dad was a son who I would chastise for staying up later than curfew allowed, Bud Light or vodka Gatorade in the King Ranch truck's cup holder. He'd tell stories, then become them, characters he'd drown in for my sake, clowns, Italian hairdressers, race car drivers, mobsters. Eventually seasick from the floods of laughter forced from my mouth, so immersed in his performance, I would beg for the demons that possessed him to flee, praying for my dad to return. Still, he would continue being fiction, being life as seen on TV, as he sat next to me and I gripped his arm, desperate. I wonder, when I cannot recognize him now, if he, ever the method act, has sunken too deep in a character that sees me as an enemy. Thank you. At Least We Wrought Together is for anyone grieving. I use poetry and collage to grieve friends and relatives, relationships, religion, my virginity I lost way later than everyone else, the image I used to have of my parents. Grief can take on many forms. It can be very funny. It can be very gross. I have about 10 collages here. If y'all would like to take a look at them, I hope you would. And that's it. Thank you so much.
That was awesome, Cheney. Okay, I loved your opening line. Are you rotting?
I feel like we all feel like we're rotting right now in this time.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it out to the publishers. Who wants to go first?
I've already got the mic.
Okay,
Hi, Cheney.
Hi, Kevin.
I'm really interested in, obviously, the collage stuff, but poetry as well, of course. Yes. But I guess my big question, which I guess I'll just get answered by looking at it, because your image there looks like a lot of medieval or Renaissance work, just from here, but maybe not. So I was curious about what you were using.
Yeah.
But it's right here. I can just look at it myself, and we can save you some time.
Well, for the extra audience, I try to use a combination of like art books, vintage magazines, whatever I can get my grubby little hands on, and cut up and yeah. So all of the above.
Great. Thank you.
Oh, you're so fun. Okay, Kelly's got the mic.
Hi.
Hi.
Enjoyed your pitch. You've got great energy.
Thank you.
After isn't actually in the market for poetry right now, but it's very engaging what you're doing. So I just wanted to ask you, like, what's your background in terms of your maybe artistic or writing background that brings you to poetry and collage together?
Yeah. I think I've always loved collage art. I always call it the people's art form because it's so accessible. Anyone can do it and it costs no money. So I've done that for a long time. I've written poetry for a long time. But outside of when I'm writing poems, I'm a working director and playwright in town. So that's sort of my more professional approach to writing. Thank you.
I think the collage is differently now, Cheney. Thank you. Who's got the mic? Where are we going? Oh, okay. Are we good? Yep. We're actually okay. Cheney, you rock. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Great job. Beautiful. Okay, so that was Cheney Imberg. And next up, we've got Lindsay Harrington, who is pitching a memoir, creative nonfiction. Hey, come on up. All right. Do I get to play Vanna again?
You sure do.
Awesome. Okay, Lindsay, do you want to do the setup before or after?
I'll do it before.
Okay, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, well, hi everybody. My name is Lindsay Harrington. I'm originally from Marystown, Newfoundland, and lived in St. John's for about 12 years until I had to get on out of it and move to the mainland because I couldn't find work. So I've lived in Nova Scotia for the last 8 years, and I flew down specifically to do this. I also have a wonderful group of friends down holding up the bar.
All right. Whenever you're all set, I'll start the timer.
All right. Okay. I'm excited to pitch my 77,000 word debut, Free or Less, an unmotherhood memoir with you. Free or Less chronicles my choice not to have children and the breakdowns that ensued with family, friends, society, and myself. An essay excerpt was longlisted for the CBC Nonfiction Prize, and portions have been published by the Toronto Star, CBC First Person, and others. Growing up in rural Newfoundland, I had no child-free role models, aside from the nuns, and no idea that children were actually a choice. It wasn't until I was in my mid-20s when I had a boyfriend who was more like my youngster. Can any of the women relate? That I realized that motherhood was not for me. Yet when my siblings and friends started having children and getting married, I felt inferior and resentful. My best friend's pregnancy was the straw that broke me. I was overwhelmed by grief and even reconsidered my decision so that I didn't get left behind. I went on a heartbreaking and hilarious journey to salvage my relationships and become the carefree, well-adjusted woman I once was. From crying on the kitchen floor and applying to be a foster parent, to hosting a child-free wedding and taking a fertility clinic road trip with a vial of semen in my armpit. Childless cat ladies and child-free dog women are rising up, and we're hungry for narratives exploring our stories. Thanks to J.D. Vance and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, yes, that's appropriate, this topic has really exploded in the media. There are ample promotional opportunities from child-free podcasts, influencers, and social media and in-person communities. And I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and put my MBA and marketing experience to work to make sure Free or Less is a success. Come take the world by storm with me.
Good job, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Okay, who wants to start here? The mic, I can't see. All right, Gavin's going for it. You go for it, Lindsay.
There we are. I will master the technology at some point. Well, it sounds absolutely fascinating, and the way you present it, it also sounds hilarious in parts as well. And I was particularly impressed, well, besides the presentation itself, by your mentioning of marketing, and I think that's extremely important, obviously, and you recognize that. So I'm really impressed by it, and I think you might have a, I hate to say it, but because I'm a regional book publisher, but I think you might have a chance at an option really to go national with a larger publisher, so something with larger reach.
Wow, thank you.
I do have, Boulder does have national, international, and U.S. distribution, so we would consider this, but I would also suggest you go elsewhere too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's super kind. Won't kick it out of bed for making crumbs.
Yeah, no. Allison's getting in on it
I
now.
think Gavin tricked me. He left it on. Yeah, I agree with Gavin. And actually, that is one of the questions that I had, was that how much of this is specific to place? Does it have that regional, or is it something that you could read it anywhere and
I think
see
that
yourself?
you could definitely read it everywhere. There's definitely a lot of setting in there in terms of my childhood growing up in Newfoundland. I was the Virgin Mary in the kindergarten play, and
Awesome.
all that good stuff. But I do think that this is going to be a story that resonates with a lot of women, especially child-free millennials.
Yeah.
They're the biggest book buying population, so hopefully, they all buy this.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I agree with you. I think it's very topical, very marketable. So I hope, well, if none of my trade colleagues are fortunate enough, I also agree with Gavin that you could certainly look outside the province.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, I agree 100% that, as Gavin alluded to, we are merely regional publishers, and a story of this scope might be too big for us. So what I would suggest, with political leanings, it's very politically motivated with the J.D. Vance thing, and so be it. And it's I'm marking you down as one of the most prepared, by the way.
Thank you.
And I would highly recommend seeking an agent, because
I've
if you
pitched 30 so far.
Okay.
No bites yet, but well, I've had a few.
hashtag querying.
Yes, hashtag
Right.
I'm querying for anybody who knows an agent.
Right. So I would keep at it if I were you, because you might be onto something there.
Sweet, thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think of that, Lindsay?
Well, like I said, I wouldn't kick it out of bed for making crumbs. That's good, thank you.
Good job, Liz. Good response. Good job. Lindsay Harrington. Okay, and next up, we've got Willam Peters, who is pitching fiction. Come on up, Willam. And I apologize for standing in front of that mic or that camera earlier. Would you rather do a bio in advance or after?
I'll do it in advance.
Okay. I just asked him, would he rather do a bio pre-conception or post-conception? Tell us about yourself first. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm a biologist and world traveler from Torbay, Newfoundland, and I am a published author with a published short story. And that's me.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, Willam, on your mark, I will start timing.
Welcome to the Klepto Olympic Games. Every 4 years, an international coterie of the ultra-wealthy, known only as the Order of Aegon, organize a clandestine global competition for their own insatiable entertainment. However, strength and agility will not win the day on this game's singular event. To be a successful competitor in the Klepto Olympics, you may be a thief of no small skill, or a clever con artist, or any combination of sleuth, adventurer, or even academic. One thing is for sure, though. If you're a participant at the Klepto Olympics, you are more concerned with fame and fortune than with morals and legality. Canada is one of many countries competing in the Klepto Olympic Games to steal a priceless and highly valuable object from the order's choosing. However, Team Canada is fast falling behind in the competition, and they need a new strategy, a unique perspective, a desperate gambit. Enter Starbuck Washington. Known for such successfully solved mysteries as the life-threatening investigation of the plagiarized craft beer recipe, no one can say Starbucks' unorthodox approach to being a private detective is not unique. He may just be with what Team Canada needs to win the Klepto Olympics. My story will follow Starbuck and the other eclectic members of Team Canada as they work to win the prestigious, lucrative, and highly illegal Klepto Olympics. However, there's more to the story than just a game. The Order of Aegon is using the Klepto Olympics to advance their own political agenda, and the outcome of the games could have implications for the future of the world's global energy consumption. Thank you.
Job, Willam. Okay, you go ahead.
Sorry I had to bend over there.
I debated whether I should come out and awkwardly try to put this up after, but let's put this to the publishers. Who wants to go first? Oh, Kevin's got the mic.
Thanks very much for that. That's such a fun, interesting story, and I'm a comic publisher, so a lot of this stuff is out of my realm. However, that would make a great comic because it feels like it's got that kind of like movement, adventure kind of thing that would make you keep turning the page. So if you ever find yourself going, I'd love to try to write this as a comic script, and I think I know an artist, let me know.
Okay, thank you. That's a very great idea.
Have you thought about that before?
No, I have no artistic capabilities, but yeah, there's options of hiring artists. So I have actually adapted this as a script a little bit. I feel like maybe that is kind of in the realm of writing for comic books.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
It's a step towards it.
Okay, yeah. So I've taken a few steps.
Yeah, fantastic. Love it. All right, Brad's got the mic now. Go ahead.
Hi, Willam. Thanks for that. The vibe I got from your pitch is a kind of like comedic, speculative fiction, dystopic kind of story. Am I right there? Can you talk a little bit about how your story is situated in terms of genre?
It is an offbeat detective novel. Starbuck Washington, the protagonist, is a detective with a very unorthodox style. It also has elements of adventure, like a Michael Crichton, Dan Brown global adventure. Every location they go to, I've been to myself, like Costa Rica, France, Vietnam. So I write from a bit of experience. It's set in this year, so 2024, 2025. So not dystopian, but kind of a conspiracy theory where the Order of Aegon, ultra wealthy fossil fuel industry, and actually what they had to steal is results from a fusion energy for clean and cheap energy that fossil fuel companies don't want to see released into the general public.
Thanks.
Love it. I can hear your sciencey background in there. Love it. Any other publishers want to weigh in here? Oh, here we go. Kelly's got the mic.
Brad fooled me. I'm just curious, how would you describe the tone? Is it kind of absurdist a little bit, or is it really hardcore adventure? Does it take itself really seriously or not so seriously in terms of how it all plays out?
It is fairly irreverent. Starbuck Washington is certainly eccentric in his styles, but other characters will also be very serious about winning the Klepto Olympics, which is to steal something somewhere around the globe. So it has a nice mix. I like to read a lot of nonfiction, quantum physics books and books on environmentalism. So there's going to be some serious tones in that. But the protagonist himself is very irreverent and doesn't take things as seriously. So there's a mix.
Perfect. Any other questions from the publishers? Oh, I think we're good. Willam, great job.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Such an interesting mix of ideas and people and backgrounds. And just in case audience and, in the online world is wondering about the mic thing with the judges, they've got to turn the mic on and off so that you don't hear the whispering underneath in between the comments. So it's hard to tell when it's on or off, in case you're wondering. Okay, so we're down to the final three, and our next pitcher is pitching a children's story. Please welcome Gracie Reed. Excellent. Well, Gracie, you want to tell us about yourself before or after?
I'll do it first.
Okay, perfect.
So my name's Gracie Reed. I'm a musician and a kind of a general artist. I do a lot of different art things. And this is my first book that I've written that, well, as a child, I also fooled around with it, but first real book that I've written that was inspired by a job I used to work.
Fantastic. Okay, let me get my... Okay, ready when you are.
Okay. Great. So I was inspired to write this book a few years ago while I worked in home care. I noticed my clients with dementia would forget all their memories, but I always noticed that the consistent thing was that the love they felt never seemed to be not present. So the book is meant to bring comfort to adults who have loved ones with the disease, but also to children that may be confused by what's going on and equally grieving as much as their parents. So the story follows a woman who falls in love with her husband and gets married. The husband passes away earlier on in her life, but then as she grows old, she gets dementia and she forgets the majority of the relationship. But then when she passes away at the end of the book and passes on to the afterlife, she is reunited with her husband and they get to live out their love all over again for a second time. So I often hear people talking about dementia, and it seems that they have a real feeling of hopelessness and that the disease just steals who the person is. And while I think it's a brain disease that will destroy the tangible memories, the love that is created by those memories is never erased because it's part of something much bigger than that. And so the book starts out with the line, "When I first met you, I knew back then, I'll love you forever until the very end." And then as she goes through her life, and then she's dying and passing on to the afterlife at the end, the closing line is, "I'm so grateful that I had the chance to love you forever and now all over again." I think people often hold themselves back from experiencing many types of love due to fear or vulnerability. But at the end of your life, those are also part of those material feelings, I believe, and can be destroyed with things like dementia. But love is something much bigger than that and can never be erased with disease, and that is the message of my story. Yeah.
So sweet. And you work in home care too?
I used to over the pandemic.
Oh,
yeah.
Hero. Okay. Publishers, who wants to weigh in first here? Okay, Jocelyn's got the mic from Breakwater.
Hi. That was lovely, and I think the concept, the idea of this book is wonderful. Having both had issues with dementia in my family and also having a youngster, I love it. I think it's great. I will ask you, you must be familiar with the book I'll Love You Forever.
Yes, I am.
I would suggest you may need to change the title because of that, just because it's not exactly the same, but it's exactly the same. But having said that, what you've described the book as and the purpose for it, I think it's wonderful. I really do think you can go somewhere with this. It's lovely.
Yeah. I just have a question. I'm a bit confused about the genre and the audience. Is this how long is this book?
It's not super long. Like the whole text can just fit really on probably one page, but it's illustrated like a children's book because it's also obviously very valuable to adults. But I figured since children are also affected by this as much, I think it's a good way to kind of explain it to them and give them comfort through just a regular children's book length.
Okay. Oh, so you're thinking like a picture book format.
Yeah. So this is my characters that are here.
That's great. No, I mean, that's wonderful. I think that when my grandmother had dementia, and when she was in the home, at some point, she stopped being able to sort of read anything of any length. So we brought her in picture books, and she really enjoyed that. So that's an interesting application there as well. So thank you.
Interesting. Thanks, Allison. Mike's getting past.
Yeah, thanks, Alice, for asking that question, because I was wondering what your format was as well, and that's excellent. There's a real place for that I think in the children's book sector for sure. I do know I'm not a children's book publisher, but having pitched books of my own to those publishers, I know that a lot of them prefer working with their own illustrators, and I'm just wondering if that is something that, because I'm very attached to the stuff I draw, whether that's something that you're open to, working with other illustrators to work with your words.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to other illustrators. I think whatever's best for the book.
Cool, thanks.
It sounds like the right answer. All right, Brad, go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, Gracie. Thanks for your pitch, and I'll just echo what everyone else said in terms of situating this book and where it belongs. I guess my question is, do you have illustrations done? Do you have samples we could look at?
I don't have anything other than just this here today, but I do have a lot of kind of like sketches and ideas for certain scenes. So.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Gracie, great job.
Thank you.
Great job. Amazing. Okay, well, we're down to the final two now. So this next pitch is also a children's book pitch. This is Janette Russell. Hey, Janette. Come on up. Yeah.
Can you help me with, and it's gonna be harder for you to hold on your phone. I know, I'm so sorry.
Eat my dust.
Well, you wore the lovely dress, so you get the role. You earned it.
Do you want to tell us about yourself
Certainly.
first? Okay.
My name is Janette Russell. I'm a former school counselor, but ultimately I am a mother. So I'm here to pitch my book called Signs, Comfort for Broken Hearts. As a former school counselor, I have personally witnessed the transformative power of children's literature to extend a roadmap to navigate complex issues, initiate dialogue, teach resilience, and foster healing. Now imagine a child who has lost a dearly loved person as they struggle to contemplate the concept of life and death. These are concepts I struggled to navigate as an adult. First when I lost my father when I was 25, and then most recently when I lost my son 3 years ago. As I processed my own grief, I drew strength from the simple signs that appeared whenever I felt most lost in despair or alone in my grief experience. Signs that daily offered a new form of connection with my son during the healing process. My book, titled Signs, Comfort for Broken Hearts, offers a celebration of the bonds of love and connection, even following death. Written for children aged 6 to 9, it offers a reimagining of the bonds of connection, illustrating that love can remain accessible in our daily lives through signs as a way to cope with the pain of grief and separation. A simple book infused with a powerful message, it is written in 16 rhyming couplets to be illustrated through the changing seasons of the grief journey, highlighting 12 signs to comfort the brokenhearted and help them discover an alternative way to navigate the grief journey. To end my presentation, I offer the opening and closing stanzas of the book. Signs are special messages sent to comfort the brokenhearted, saying we continue to be together even after we have parted. Signs are love letters sent to say, I am always with you, just in a different way. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. So you wrote the book to follow the stages of grief.
I wrote a poem. So my son was lost at sea 3 years ago, so I have no grave for my son. So it was a much more complicated grief process. And so I wrote this poem because right from day one, all these signs started showing up, and a lot of people don't believe in signs, but when you're thrust in a situation when that's all you have left, and it's the only form of comfort that you can reach out and that's attainable to you, and I'll just give you an example. My son was 25 when he was last at sea, and he drank Bud Light beer, and look over in the corner. So he's here with me tonight, because I looked over at that, just before I came up on stage, I looked over there, and that was his sign to me saying, hey, Mom, you got this.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. All right, let's see what the publishers have to say. Who is going first? Oh, they're grabbing for the mics. Here comes Allison.
Thanks, Janette. I'm so sorry for your loss. My first job in publishing was at a children's press, so I have a very special place in my heart for children's books. I also have a 7-year-old, so you know I know the value of books that teach or talk about the hard things. My colleagues and I were just whispering to each other that Marnie Parsons of Running the Goat is not here tonight as a panelist, but you should probably reach out to her if you haven't already, because she does children's books. It sounds wonderful and difficult, but something that would make this conversation less difficult for parents.
Oh, passing the mic down. Who's going next? Kelly, yeah.
Again, sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I can't imagine. It's a practical question about the illustrations. Like you've come with your poster.
Yep.
Is that something you did yourself? Do you have an illustrator
no.
you work with?
No, this is a mock-up that I had a family member draw for me. I would love to give her an opportunity to illustrate the book, but ultimately, my ultimate goal is for this book to be available in the world to help other people.
Okay.
So I am open to whatever makes my dream a reality. So.
Yeah, I think, and ultimately, maybe you guys could weigh in on this, because After doesn't currently do children's books, but some publishers don't mind if you come with your illustrator or your own illustrations. Others say, just bring me the story, and they'll find an illustrator for you. So I guess that's just more of a heads up for you as you're working your way through your publishing journey.
It's great feedback. Thank you so much for sharing this. Well, believe it or not, we're down to our last picture of the evening, and then the hard part comes. We're going to have to name 3 award winners. The judges are going to go and do some deliberating. After that, they're going to have to pick the most marketable pitch, the most prepared pitch, and the most memorable pitch. Baraka is going to be entertaining us. I saw Baraka in the house a little while ago. Where's Baraka at? Yeah, he's here. Okay, standing by. Play some amazing music while they deliberate. First up, though, we've got Francois Vanil, who is pitching fiction. Did I say your name correctly, Francois?
Yes, you did.
Okay, cool. Come on up.
How you doing, everybody? Yeah. I'll talk about it myself for a minute. My name is Francois Vanil. I was born in South Africa, but I'm a fucking true blue Newfoundlander, if you meet me. I'm a screenwriter living here in St. John's. I've done some TV, I've done some documentaries and short films. But it's time to do a novel now, right? I'm glad to be here, and I was just also like super fucking touched by Janette's story there. That was just beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight. But yeah, that's me, and thank you, Janette, and just wanted to say that. But yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Whenever you're all set, buddy.
All right, let's do it. All right. Yeah, so my book is called Madonnas. Madonnas is a literary fiction originally written as a creative writer's master's thesis under the supervision of Lisa Moore. Since then, it has undergone multiple rewrites, but Lisa Moore has always been very present in all the rewrites and condemning me or helping me wherever she can. This is a work that I have written to be a reflection of a lost generation of 90s kids that grow up into spiritually broken adults, people who favor fantastical thinking and dangerous highs. The protagonist of my book, Norin, is one of these people. In the book, he starts in a psychiatric facility where he meets a man he doesn't totally understand, a man named Sonny, who recruits him into a ragtag troupe of fraudulent psychics. They're a family of con artists led by Mother Begonia, the queen bee of fraudulent psychics, who masters the lives of the super wealthy who crave answers from the beyond. Eventually, shit hits the fan with the troupe, but not after there's one last scam left to pull. And it's in the midst of all this chaos that there's this sudden reappearance of a maternal figure from Norin's past. And wouldn't you know it, changes in life's trajectory happen without any warning. Madonna's is somewhere between a mix of Sylvia Plath's The Bell Jar and Arvine Walsh's Train Spotting. Plot-wise, it's a story about fraudulent psychics who prey on the social elite, but it's also a story about the changing identity of young Newfoundlanders. It's a story about being at the end of your rope and fuck it, going onwards anyways. It's a story about getting high. It's about friendship between two men, a friendship that paints the idea of a soulmate as something that is not necessarily a romantic relationship. But more than anything, Madonna's is about the maternal relationships that these men, Sonny and Norin, cling to and how it shapes them. So, that's my story. It's 90,000 words long, aimed at a demographic of 20 to 40-year-old readers who might be reading stuff like Chuck Palahniuk. Madonna's is chaotic, but it's chaotic in a good way. It's personal and fantastical at times. It's gritty and sobering. It's a book that starts in a psychiatric facility that travels to rural Newfoundland, ostentatious McMansions. It goes into the far deep cosmos and into deep space, but ultimately it ends in the inner spirit. I put my whole fucking heart and life into this book. I wrote this book with Lisa, and we have tried everything to make this the best fucking thing that is possible to be done. And I'm really privileged to be happy and to be here in front of this esteemed guest of panelists. So that's all I got to say. Thank you. I'm half cut, and I'm really sorry about that.
Great job, buddy. You are fun, aren't you? Thank you. He's a laugh and a half. You're going to be around here later.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Cool. Okay. Well, we're going to throw this out to the publishers now. Who wants to pick it up first? Oh, yeah, Jocelyn's got the mic. Here we go.
Thanks for that, Francois. That sounds like something I'd like to read tomorrow.
Thank you.
I can imagine exactly who your readership would be and who it would appeal to. The Madonnas in the book, I'm assuming it's Mother Begonia. You said her name was Mother, and who does the title reference specifically? Would it be just her or anybody in particular?
Well, it's almost like a trick. Plot-wise, we're following the story of fraudulent psychics, but really it is about how these two men relate to the maternal relationships that they have with women. So the Madonnas in this book is really up to you.
Right.
There's a lot of women in this book. Okay. This is a book that is told from a man's perspective, but focuses on women and how they influence us.
Okay, so it's not just like a buddy adventure journey.
No.
Excellent.
I mean, there is this friendship. There's this deep friendship,
Sure.
but it's really about Mother Begonia. It's about Norin's mom.
Okay.
It's about Norin's best friend, who he transposes this sort of maternal relationship on, right?
Okay, so yes, it's going to appeal to, it sounds like it would appeal to like a whole range of readers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think this book I tried to write with something that had some velocity and had some voltage to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe send a copy along to Breakwater.
Fuck yeah! I would love to do that.
Do it up.
I love Breakwater. I love the work that has been going on in it. I've loved the works in it, and I feel like this would be a good fit with it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Well, talk to me after.
Okay.
You're saying what we're not allowed to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know. I love it. Go ahead, please. Kelly's got the mic.
I hope I'm not putting you on the spot by asking this, but if you were seeing your book on a shelf, which sort of local authors would you see it being arranged with, let's assume it's not being done alphabetically, but sort of thematically, or who you admire and think this kind of emulates in terms of style, content?
Well, Lisa Moore is my teacher. She's my go-to whenever I don't know what to do. I go to Lisa. So everything is just a pale comparison of what something Lisa would do. But also, who wrote the Wards? The Wards? I forget who wrote the Wards. Jerry Doyle, the Wards. Also, like, I haven't read the whole of it, but False Bodies. This sort of just like edgy kind of like high velocity kind of reading is the kind of thing that I'm interested in, and I want to be next to those authors, right? Like the authors that are really like, will say fuck you in a book, and it still be like articulable and like engaging for a reader without seeming pretentious or anything like that. So that's my jam, right? You know.
Awesome. This is also a book I would like to read, so I hope I get to read it someday. Because of your background also in film, did you find yourself leaning into kind of visual language while you were working on this? Because, you know, I'm thinking of like how you set your scenes and all that kind of stuff, and because this also sounds like a script. Like I would love to see the film of this, right?
Absolutely. And you know what? I was like straight up anticipating that question come in here. It's like, why didn't you make this like a script, or why didn't you do a movie? But, you know, great movies sometimes come from great books. And I wanted to make this a book because I wanted to go into the nitty gritty. I wanted to go into the psyche of this person. Sometimes in film, you can't do that. You can only really see what you can see on screen. And I wanted to get into the shit. I wanted to get into this person's mind. I wanted to get into this person's backstory in a way that you can't do with film. And I approached Lisa with this, and we went through so many revisions and things, and oftentimes she was also like, you know, this would be a good movie. I was like, I don't give a fuck about that. I want to make a book. I want to make a book. I want to make a really good book. I want to make a book that I want to publish in Newfoundland. I want to publish with Newfoundland writers. I don't give a shit about anybody else, right? That is where I'm at with this book, because I feel like this is a Newfoundland-centric book. It's a book that is connected to Newfoundland youth who are growing away from this sort of like pastoral image of the Newfoundland identity and are growing into something else. And I wanted to channel that, and I put like as much as I could into it. I'm sorry, I like kind of like super went off on a tangent on that, but yeah. Thanks. Yeah, but that's it. And also, Kevin, like, it's good to see you. Like, yeah, yeah.
What are any other comments from the publishers here? No. Francois, I think you nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
Nailing the verbs, velocity, voltage, and other expletives, which we're not allowed to say up here. Okay, so guess what? That was 10. We got to give a round of applause to all of the pitchers here tonight. That was amazing. Okay, so next comes the hard part. Now that we've heard all the pitches, the panel of publishers are going to go into the shadows. They've got the hard work to do. They're going to go and deliberate and choose the winners. They're not going to say the losers out loud, I don't think. And then in just a little bit, we're going to come back and we're going to name the most marketable pitch, the most prepared pitch, and the most memorable pitch. And you know what? We've got you taken care of here for the next little while you're schmoozing, talking about what you liked. Maybe you're topping up for a drink or whatever, what you want to see as a movie. We've got Baraka here. Baraka is here, and he's going to be performing a couple of songs here now while the judges are doing their thing. Originally hailing from a coastal city in Tanzania, Baraka has been living here in the city, performing, writing music. His 2023 release from his debut EP, Voicemail, has garnered him recognition and respect in Newfoundland and Labrador and well beyond, earning multiple placements in Spotify editorial playlists, the 2023 WritersNL Global Music Artist of the Year Award, and a 2023-2024 ECMA African Canadian Artist of the Year nom. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Baraka.
Check 1, 2. All right. I'm a bit taller than I remember. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Thank you so much, Noah. Happy Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to WritersNL for having me. Thank you to the Rock House for having us here today. Thank you to all you creators for coming out and sharing some energy. I'm Baraka. I'm an entertainer. My job tonight is to entertain you. Yours is to be entertained. Kick back, relax, share some energy. And I'm going to start playing this cover song I really, really, really love. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful time. I'll tell you some stories as we go. But here's a song I really love. I hope you like it. Can I get the guitar a little louder on the monitor there, please? Thank you, Jacob. I got my eyes on you. Everything that I see, I want your love and emotion. And let's see, I can't get over you. You left your mark on me, I want your love and emotion. And let's see, you're a good girl and you know it. You act so different around me, baby. Yeah, you're a good girl and you know it. I know exactly who you could be. So just hold on, I'm going home, yeah. Just hold on, I'm going home, yeah. It's hard to do these things alone. Yeah, just hold on, we're going home. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, you're the girl, you're the one. I gave you everything I love, yeah. To think there's something, oh baby, to think there's something. Oh, yeah, you're the girl, you're the one. I gave you everything I love, yeah. To think there's something, oh baby, to think there's something, babe. Oh yeah, baby, I just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? And I know you smell the perfume, see the makeup on his shirt. You don't believe his stories, you know that they're all lies. And bad as you are, stick around, girl, and I don't know why. If I was your man, baby, you'd never worry about what I do. I'm coming home back to you every night, doing you right. You're the type of woman deserves good things, and full of diamonds, a face full of rings. And you a star, I just want to show you you are. You should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. And baby, good love and protection. Make me your selection. Show you the way love's supposed to be. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. I'll show you the way love's supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, I never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. Sorry, Miss Jackson, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. And I apologize a million times. Sorry, Miss Jackson, I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry. And I apologize a million times. Sorry, Miss Jackson, I am for real. I never meant to make your daughter cry. I apologize a million times. Sorry, Miss Jackson, yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're a good girl and you know it. You act so different around me, baby, baby. Hey, you're a good girl and you know it, baby. I know exactly who you could be, yeah. So Just hold on, going home, yeah. Just hold on, going home. It's hard to do these things alone. Yeah, just hold on, we're going home. Oh, hold on, going home. 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 Just hold on, we're going home. Oh. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, I originally, I don't really do set lists typically, but I thought I would share something that is new because I learned about so many new creative ideas here. This is a song that is going to be on my next project that is going to come out in 2025. It's a song that was inspired by empathy and, or lack thereof in a situation I expected to get some empathy. It's called Like I Do, and I hope you like it. Baby, I remember always you said I love you. And I think about the days we'd spend forever together, baby. And I know right now you don't wanna care too much. Don't wanna feel my touch. You've done everything and more. Building with a broken heart, baby. You wanna do you, nobody fool you. Go renew you, be a true you, yeah. But tell me, do you hurt like I do? Do you want it like I do? Oh, do you feel the way I do, So what can I say to you if you don't pick up the phone? How can I make it up to you if you'd rather be alone? I don't know if you wanna see me, if you need me, if you hear me, would you believe me, baby, baby? Oh yeah, I remember every time we wasn't ready. Oh yeah. We was pushing every line. We were yelling time and time again. So you out in the town, but you don't wanna feel too rushed. Say I never earned your trust, but you're running back for more. Meet me with an open door now. You wanna do you, nobody fool you. Go renew you, be a true you, baby. But tell me, do you hurt like I do, the way I do? Do you want it like I do, the way I do? Oh, do you feel the way I do, the way I do? So what can I say to you if you don't pick up the phone? How can I make it up to you if you'd rather be alone? I don't know if you wanna see me, if you need me, if you hear me, would you believe me, baby? Baby, oh, like I do, the way I do. I do the way I do. Oh, like I do, the way I do. I do the way I do. The way I do, the way I do. Like I do, the way I do. Like I do, the way I, the way I, the way I do. Yeah. The way I do, the way I do. Baby, would you take me as I am, the way I do? Would you do it if you can, yeah? Or is this the final stand, yeah? Baby. Way I do. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. So then I got time for, yeah, sure. Yeah, I got time for one more here. Thank you so much once again. Thank you to WritersNL for having me. Thank you to Tony Murray. Thank you to Noah and Jacob for making sure everything's running smooth. Thank you to Jen. Thank you to Helena for making sure that everything going on here is going on the way it's supposed to be going on. And I'll leave you guys with this little medley that I really love. Also, Helena and Jen told me to remind you guys that there is the workshop tomorrow at 2 p.m. online and the AGM, and attendance is heavily encouraged. They did emphasize that I should put an angry face, but there's a lot of love in this room. I don't know if my face muscles really want to do that right now. Here's this cover song I really love. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for your creativity. Thank you for the community. Thank you for the love. Thank you for all the effort you put into your art. It really does mean a lot. And I hope you like this next song. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only I will see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, baby, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, and the mountains they crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, baby, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. I know you love me, I know you care. Shout whenever, and I'll be there. You are my love, you are my heart, and we will never, ever, ever be apart. Are we an item? Girl, we're playing. We're just friends. What are you saying? Said there's another. You looked right in my eye. My first love broke my heart for the first time. I was like, baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 no, baby, 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 oh, that should always be mine. When I was 13, I had my first love. There's nobody that compares to my baby, and nobody can pretend to so good ever come above. She had me going crazy, man, I was starstruck. She woke me up daily, don't need no Starbucks. She made my heart pound. I skip a beat when I see her on the street, and I school on the playground. But I really want to see her on the weekend. She knows she got me gazing, and she was so amazing. Now my heart is breaking, but I'll keep on saying, baby, 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 oh, baby, 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 no, baby, 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 oh, that should always be mine. Every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. I'm a part of it. With every step you take, every move you make, every vow you break, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. So darling, darling, stand by me. Baby, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand stand by me. Oh, stand stand by me. Oh, yeah, oh, stand, won't you stand by me?
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, WritersNL. I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir.
Baraka! Huge round of applause. Thank you so much, Baraka. Guess who this is? This is the executive director of WritersNL, Jen Windsor. And Jen is going to be our insider now. What happened up in that deliberation room, Jen?
It was rough, Krissy. It was a rough time. I survived, and I lived to tell the tale. There was tables flipped. There was drinks thrown in faces. Major debate happened upstairs. Guys, before we get into the winners, I just want to say congratulations. Those were some incredible pitches. Wow. Thank you. It takes so much courage to come up here and do that and present your work, so we are so thankful and excited. Those judges, these publishers had their work cut out for them again this year. But we do have 3 winners to announce.
Oh, boy. Okay, it all came down to this, and hopefully not everybody left. We've still got some publishers here, which is good. It sounded kind of tense. Okay. Didn't sound easy, but they came to some conclusions. Most marketable pitch goes to Lindsay Harrington. Come on up. We got a little prize for you. Come on up. Jen's got you swagged right out. Lindsay Harrington. So we'll get everybody to hang out. You're going to get picked. Okay. All right. Most prepared pitch goes to... Oh, you're so coordinated. I love it. Emma Cole. There she is. Congratulations. This was hard, wasn't it? This was really hard. Emma nailed it. Congratulations. And most memorable pitch goes to Cheney Imberg. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody, and stick around. There's going to be lots of time for pictures. Want to say a huge thanks to everybody coming out and for tuning in on the live stream. If you've been sticking with us this long, thank you so much. This was the 6th annual WritersNL Pitch Award, so stick around, grab some photos. And to the audience, yeah, you guys are amazing. Thanks for making this. Just a couple of things to let you know. The WritersNL AGM weekend continues. So much on the go. Coming up 10 a.m. tomorrow. Crafting your story and sharing it. It's writing with purpose and promoting with passion with Stacey Gardner. And the final event of the weekend is the annual general meeting at 2:00, and that is going to be held virtually via Zoom as well, so people can take place all around everywhere, wherever you are. The AGM and workshops are open to WritersNL members only. But after tonight's amazing event, we're sure that any aspiring writers in the audience might be interested in joining. Maybe just come see this lady over here and ask some questions, or any of the WritersNL members. Alex Suey, love Alec, who's here covering. Can you step out? Can we give Alec a moment here? Love that guy. Capturing all the best moments. Okay, so, and by the way, if you're a member or non-member who wants to get involved in tomorrow's events rosters, please email WritersNL Member Services and Communications Coordinator Helena Elumi, and that is basically, so her email address, membership@writersnl.ca. Helena can process your membership and register just in time for you to go. Okay, one more thing. Before we wrap up, we're just going to get a final round of applause for all the brave pitchers. Everybody was amazing. And of course, the publishers had to get in a racket here tonight. Come down with some winners, but amazing questions, follow up, and through your questions, we all learned about the publishing industry too. So it's been fascinating to watch it all. Also, huge thanks to Baraka, superstar Baraka. And a huge thanks too to Hurricane Music for making everything happen. Big thanks to Andy Jordan and Canadian AV for assisting us for tonight. And huge thanks to the Rock House. You guys rock. Don't forget to tip your awesome bartender. Oh, yeah. And huge thanks as well to Tony Murray, who got the SOS from Jen, I think, needing some help. And Tony responded. Way to go, Tony. Also, big thanks to the WritersNL Events Committee for their time and assistance in creating and executing all of the wonderful workshops that are going on. Check out the website for more details. And thank you so much for making this the best event ever. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're going to say goodnight. I'm Krissy Holmes. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Stick around and schmooze and have some drinky biz.